Alison Rosen. Alison Rosen is your new best friend. Alison, with her good times never end. Alison Rosen, doing the wavy pencil dance again. Alison Rosen, Alison's your new best friend.
Hey everyone. Hi. Hello. Welcome to another exciting episode of Alison Rosen is your new best friend. I am sitting here in my studio with my husband. Hello, Daniel.
Hello.
How goes it?
It's going well.
Are you still distracted by audio things?
No, I'm just, listen, it's a Friday afternoon. It's been a busy morning. I've got to get my head in the game.
Yeah, I know. My head's out of the game, too.
We're recording this. Like you're like, okay, let's go record. And I'm having to switch gears. But you know what? I'm here. I'm happy. The weekend's upon us.
It's upon
Although
us.
It's not upon those listening. It's the opposite.
Oh, right. The weekend. Maybe that's even rude to say it, actually.
I know. I feel like I'm...
You're bringing Friday afternoon energy, which is the energy that you're in, to the show, but they need Monday morning energy.
Future people are going to hate these past people that are so excited about the weekend.
Yeah. So, Daniel, are you aware that I am conducting an experiment on social media right now? I'm also
I don't pay attention to you on social media anymore.
I'm hating the glasses that I'm wearing. They're over-the-counter readers. They look fine, and for just $1.99, I was able.
Are they the whole thing? Is the whole thing?
Yes, they're
reader?
not progressives.
Why are you wearing it then?
Because I use them to see the computer. But
why don't you just wear normal ass readers that are like half, so you can look over them like a librarian?
Because I don't want to look like a librarian.
But no one sees you.
Social media does, which I will get to in a moment.
Oh.
So anyway. Allow me to explain. For $1.99, I was able to get something engraved on the arm of it on the inside, and I got quants with an exclamation point.
Oh, that's
quants.
Great. That's good stuff. Quants. You should have put it's a quants thing.
Is that something you quantses say?
Oh.
So anyway, my prescription readers, and I remember Joel Stein being like, prescription readers, how is that possible? They're close-up glasses. They're reading glasses for people who need to read, but they're actually prescription. Those, if I were wearing them in here, I'd be able to see you. But these, basically same strength.
So what's the problem though with them?
You're kind of blurry.
Yeah.
I guess they're too powerful. They're too powerful.
No, they're not too powerful. They're geared towards reading things that are up close.
Yeah, although they're actually not strong enough for. If I were reading a book, they're not ideal. They're for like the middle distance, which is supposed to be a computer screen. I'm just going to take them off because I don't need them right now.
This is good stuff.
Well, it was fine stuff, but then you distracted me. No, I guess I need them. Anyway, I'm conducting a social media experiment. I know you don't pay attention to my social media.
The chair is fucked up on this stupid rug.
You don't pay attention to my social media.
No, I don't.
And you don't read anything
you're
I write.
On a different social media than me now. I'm back on Twitter, and you're over on Threads.
Yeah, I posted about you this morning.
On Threads?
No, on Twitter. I'm on Twitter now too. Again.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh,
here and there.
Why am I not seeing your posts?
Yeah, why are you not seeing my posts? Have you blocked me?
No, I think it's algorithmic. And you know what I noticed when I came back to Twitter is I got a little notice. It was like, I forget what it said, but it was something like, you've been inactive for a while, and so it's going to take you some activity before you can get the full functionality of whatever. And I was just like, what?
What does that even mean?
I don't even know.
So anyway, I have been posting on TikTok periodically throughout the day because, oh my God, what is her name? Renee. Sorry, Renee. I don't know what happened to my brain right now. Because Renee Colvert's theory is if you post frequently, periodically, the app rewards you by giving you a bunch of views.
I've heard stuff like that.
Well, that I have not experienced it yet. And I have been posting.
Perhaps like not in this case.
We reserve the right to not do that. Maybe it has to be a number of days. I don't know. But I've been calling it the mundane posting project. And so started out this morning, the mundane project, excuse me. Here, I'll let you hear a little bit of it. Literally on the toilet. A friend of mine. Yeah. So I started out literally on the toilet.
Why would anyone want to watch that?
Oh, people wanted to watch that one. That one's.
I ran out of time on my coffee one.
I mean, it's so good. I made coffee.
So that gets into the thread for boring talk.
Well, we have a coffee maker in our refrigerator, like in the door.
Built in.
People are pretty excited by that.
It's pretty neat, although I don't use it because I use a different coffee maker.
On the toilet again.
Yeah. I mean,
Hi, it's the time of day where I lie in my bed with the heat pad on my midsection.
could it be more fun?
Hi, I can't see much because my eyes are really blurry.
This is like, it's like for me,
Hi, I'm still doing this mundane posting thing. And
this is the equivalent to me of that Japanese game show that I might have talked about where the whole game show was like who can stay awake the longest, and it goes on for days and days. And it's like a group of young, like 20 somethings, and they do all these activities that are all meant to make you sleepy.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the, like on day 2 of no sleep, they all got into a boat and they were all inside the boat, like no windows, in a room with only pillows.
Wait, hang on. I'm not okay. Inside the boat, no
So they're in the
windows.
belly of a boat,
okay,
right?
right.
And it was just like a bunch of big cushy pillows, and they ate a really heavy meal, and then they watched the whole time on this large screen is being projected live footage of the boat they're in as it slowly sails around all around Japan. So so the only thing to watch was
Sleepy time.
a live footage of their boat. That's what that TikTok is to me. It's like watching something that is within my own home that is that is also like,
well,
it's like a mirror reflecting a mirror
mm-hmm.
of just boringness.
Right. Are you talking about like an infinite regress?
Well, is that what an infinite regress is?
Yeah,
I thought
an
an infinite
infinite-
regress was just like time backwards infinitely.
Infinite. Oh, interesting. I think of an infinite regress as two things reflecting
Maybe
each
it
other.
is. I don't know.
Almost like feedback. So like when you do the Rockettes, did you ever do that? Do you know what I'm talking about? When you have two mirrors
I've never
facing,
been in the Rockettes.
and
no.
when you have two mirrors facing each other
when
and
they
you do that thing
yes.
with your legs.
Yes.
Well, now I got to look up infinite regress. This is continuing to be boring.
When people talk about, do you believe in infinite regress? I think, isn't it like, do you believe that time is infinite behind us?
Have I been using this wrong for my entire life? Infinite regress arguments attempt to refute a position by showing that the position leads to an absurd infinite sequence.
Oh,
What?
so I was wrong.
But I was wrong.
Look at us. Look at us being wrong.
It's a philosophical.
So hold on. It means what now? It means
An infinite regress is an infinite series of entities governed, but this is now Wikipedia, by a recursive principle that determines how. Okay, no, thank you.
I don't know what recursive principle. I'm stupid.
Infinite regress arguments here. I'm saying the same one again. Attempt to refute a position by showing that the position leads to an absurd infinite sequence. This argument strategy is used in collaborative reasoning in everyday life, in science, and in philosophy. It is especially prominent and easy to study in Plato and Aristotle. Well, where's the part
Give
about
me an
two
example.
mirrors?
I need an example.
Yeah, an example of infinite regress. And if it doesn't say doing Rockettes in two mirrors, then
I don't think I ever really studied philosophy.
an infinite regress example.
I took a class
Well,
that
I
had
did.
philosophy as a component of it,
Mhm.
and I do not know how I passed it.
What was it?
It was like philosophy and religion, and in like I remember the religion stuff, and I know we read like Nietzsche and all this stuff, but I didn't. None of it penetrated my brain really.
Okay. AI has given us an example of infinite regress. The turtle theory. The idea that the Earth is supported by a giant turtle, which is supported by another giant turtle, and so on. This theory is metaphysically possible, but it clashes with modern physics and doesn't explain why the Earth doesn't fall. I think it's
So
an
something
infinite
like a
regress
creator. Like
is-
if there's a creator, then who created the creator, and then
Yes.
who created that creator? So you're just constantly like it's an infinite.
I actually think two mirrors facing each other might be.
I know.
Is two mirrors facing each other bad luck? A portal. Want to hear what comes up? A portal for spirits. Infinite.
People.
Okay.
Is it a portal for spirits?
I don't know. Is two mirrors
What if
facing
Google
each
was
other
like, oh,
and
yes, it is.
infinite
No one
regress?
asked that question.
No. Two mirrors facing each other do not produce infinite reflections. This is because Okay, fuck you. I believe. Oh.
You're asking if that's an example of what someone would call an infinite regress.
Oh. Well, on Quora, where only the truth lives, what is infinite regression? If you put two mirrors facing each other, the depth is infinite. Hall of mirrors. I don't know. I'm actually shocked because I you know what?
I don't know that it matters.
No, it definitely doesn't. It definitely doesn't matter. But now I want to know. Okay. So anyway, sorry, I just got an email and then I got a little bit distracted. Let me get my
This is
head.
a show, honey.
Let me get my head in. Well, I know that's what. I had Gmail open. Let me get my head in the game.
Let's get it in the game.
Okay. I mean, I'm just shocked. It's like something that a thing you say all the time and you think you know, and then it turns out you might be wrong.
I've never heard you say it.
Well,
what do you mean you say it all the time?
We've already declared that you don't listen to me. You don't listen to me. You don't read me. You don't watch me.
I live with you, honey. It's like you're like, you don't listen to me. I listen to you make the video. I don't need to see
But you don't pay attention to what happens in it.
What did I miss?
I am I'm small a abused wife in that I am neglected.
Mm-hmm.
I'm alienated.
Mm-hmm.
I'm estranged.
Mm-hmm.
I am like a dog in a kennel in a pet store. Like, love me.
God.
Love me. That's what they sound like, right?
Yeah.
That sounded like the beginning of that song. Love me, say, you know that song. What song is that? Who cares? Anyway, I'm just saying, you know that wire monkey thing, the whole bait, like, I think a monkey is given a choice of hugging a monkey, like a mother monkey that's made out of wires, or one that's like soft and made out of rags. Mm-hmm. And it chooses the soft rag one, or it dies because of the wire. I don't know. I just know, like infinite regress, wire monkey is something that's in my head too. The only warmth I am offered in this life is akin to that of a wire monkey. And this is why I am wilting, or why my hair looks so thin, because you don't see me. This is like Tommy. You don't see me. Mm-hmm. You don't listen to me. Mm-hmm. You don't hear me. Mm-hmm. You don't view me. Do you smell me?
Yeah, sometimes. I don't smell much these days, so really no.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
You say all this like it's a bad thing.
Well, yeah.
What? Why?
All I want in this world is to be heard.
You have the show. You have the listeners who love you.
But I didn't marry the show and the listeners.
You kind of did.
You kind of did.
I did.
I don't know what that means, but
no, you're chatting with them on your little texting when I'm trying to have a conversation with you and stuff.
That is not true.
You prefer them. It's okay. I'm fine with it. I've come to terms with it.
You have said before that sometimes you wish you could pick up my phone and throw it across the room.
Yes.
And
throw it in the traffic.
Whatever.
So they get run over by a car.
Whatever.
Yes.
However, there are so many times lately that you are super distracted. Mm-hmm. You're not hearing anything I'm saying.
Right. You
always have an earbud in.
Yeah.
So before even hearing me, do you know what the millennial pause is?
Is it like the blank stare while you turn off whatever you're listening to?
No, the millennial pause is when people start a video. Millennials, apparently, like when they record one, there's always a pause. Oh. Whereas Gen Z and I don't know who Gen Alpha is, but the younger generations, like they just go from the get go, which I feel like, but it always cuts off the beginning of your word. Anyway, when I talk to you, there's the husband pause, which is where I have to say your name twice. I say, "Are you listening?" And then you go, "Oh, sorry." And then you tap your ear to turn off whatever you're listening to. And I have thought to myself, I should point out that you are doing the thing that makes you want to throw my phone into traffic. But I didn't point it out because I am the bigger person. But now I'm pointing it out, so I'm no longer the bigger person.
Well, it doesn't really matter to me anyway.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's not the same thing, but if it feels that way to you, that's okay.
I just want you to know.
Yeah.
When you turn around and you say, I'm a cold shrew, when you say she's
you're looking like you've written it down somewhere.
A withholding banshee. When you say she's a screaming Cassandra. When you say she's... What are other things people say about women? Oh, she's a Karen. When you call me a Karen, what are other things?
I don't call you any of those things.
I know. But when you complain that I am not warm...
Right.
Just remember, it's because...
It's right.
It's because you don't listen to me, hear me, watch me, care about me. You tolerate me. I'm like a boarder in this house. Did you ever watch the Torkelsons, Meet the Torkelsons?
No.
They had a boarder, which I feel like is a Southern thing. They had someone who paid rent to live in their house. I'm like a tenant in this in this family.
You're being ridiculous.
I know. But anyway, do you want to know what I posted on Twitter today?
Sure.
I said, I just sneezed twice, and Daniel Quantz didn't say, bless you. Does this mean he wants to divorce me?
I did see that.
It really ties into everything we're saying.
At the end of the day, I did see that tweet. Man, I could have headed off this whole thing if I had just remembered that I saw that at the beginning. Damn it.
You don't read my Substack, though. And that's good. My Substack is good. Like, if you know...
I know it's good. You're a great writer.
And today was especially fun because...
I don't read Substack. I read it one time because I read it one time and it was like, it pissed me off. So
because it was about you.
Because you talked shit about me. So I don't want to know.
Well, but since then I haven't done that.
Okay.
But now that I know that you don't read it...
Yeah, well...
Open season.
No, but you're a great writer.
Thank you. Well, so anyway, the most recent one that I wrote before the one I posted today was called Working My Nerves. And it was just a list of things that are on my nerves right now with the acknowledgement that is like real low-hanging fruit for a writer.
Sure.
When I worked at magazines, it was kind of a joke that if you'd say to someone, do you want your own column? And they'd be like, I know. How about a column?
Andy Rooney.
Yeah. How about a column where I just, complain about things, called like On the Rag or something. Everyone pitches that. They never say yes to it, but this is my Substack, so I will. But I had a hidden one at the end for paid subscribers. And it was about, actually, you'll know what it is. Keep this on the try to be vague about it. But do you remember when we were sitting there and you saw something on my computer and you're like, whoa, what is that?
Nope.
It was an email.
Oh.
It was about that.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't,
Yeah. Oh, that's juicy.
Yes.
Oh, so you gave that to the paid people.
Yeah.
That's, I wish we could talk about that.
Yeah. So, I mentioned that a lot of it reminded me of something that Eliza Skinner said when the first time she was on my show. She said, she had been a showrunner, and she said that her agent, or it might have been her manager, said to her, look, no matter what you do, someone's going to call you a cunt.
Yeah.
Like, that's what women get called. And I said that in the thing, I said that it makes me want to reconsider all the cunts I've heard about who came before me, So multiple commenters, including Vince Mancini, who is at the paid level, were like, please write a reconsideration of cunts. So that's what I wrote today.
That's great.
And I used the word cunt so many times. It was super fun. And I just went through and I just talked about various cunts I heard about over the years.
Boy, that's women, it's tough for
tell me about women.
It's tough for women in a professional situation because at least in my experience, and maybe it's getting better, but like a lot of the women that were successful had to
be massive
like
cunts?
men.
Oh,
they had to behave like men, and when a woman behaves that way, they don't get the latitude that a man would be. They don't get the like
grace. Grace is the wrong
they're not
word.
allowed to be that way. Like a man is allowed to be a particular way, but when a woman behaves exactly the same way, then it's like, oh, look at her. She's a fucking ball busting cunt, What are you, a woman? One of the, but then, so I've worked for women who like maybe were called cunts, but really were just tough. And then I've worked for women who were actual cunts. It's like if someone were to describe a woman that way, who's a boss, you wouldn't know.
Right.
Which it is.
Well,
like,
that's
is
the
like,
thing is that I just kind of was like, and I go into this, again, this is for the paid people. I'm kind of giving it away. I go into this that I really was like, I am a breath of fresh air in this
it's crazy
space.
to call you that.
Yeah. And I mean, that was the line I was given. And I just kind of believed a lot of the stuff that I'd heard about all the other women.
Right.
And now that I watched how everything went down, I am wondering whether any of it was true, because some of them I can see where like, yeah, probably. You even have a story about one of them from before you knew me, when you had like observed one of them in an elevator or something.
I don't know what you're talking about, but
okay.
It's kind of like, I'm going to use a completely hypothetical. It's kind of like if.
But wait, let me just, because I have. Don't forget your thing. So some of them I could believe it about, but then there's others who never struck me as cunty at all, and they actually seemed like they were trying to be pleasant. But then I would hear that like, oh yeah, working there so difficult. They're bitches. It's so hard to work for them. And it's like, really? Are you sure? I don't know that I believe that. Okay,
right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's like if you start seeing someone and they're like, oh, my ex was such a fucking asshole cunt, whatever, and then they break up with you and you find out they're saying that about you, and you're like, wait a minute, maybe that other person was actually not so bad.
Well, that's so, the headline is it was like you demanded it, a reconsideration of C words gone by.
Right.
And then for the subhead, I put something like, you might think you're the first cunt to cross their path, but you aren't. And then I changed it to, I kept fiddling with it. I forget if I left it like that, but at one point it was like, pay attention to what they say about the cunts that preceded you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they're gonna say about you.
There's certain guys who, I don't know if it's like mommy issues.
Well, I think that workplace is especially predisposed to dislike women.
Yeah, it's like, some guys just have a problem with women, and that, you got to like identify that, but I don't know.
But a lot of people seem to have a problem with women. I will say this. I have noticed in myself that I have higher expectations for women. And now this might have to do with just because most of the people that work with our kids and that are in and out of our home are women. But there are things where the feelings I've had about caregivers and things like that, it's like I'm reacting in a more intense way than I should for something that's just a business relationship.
But that's different.
I guess it is, but I expect women to be more like kind and empathetic and then I think then I would expect a man. By the way,
Mm-hmm.
the boys have asked, why are babysitters always girls? They want boy babysitters.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, no, there are boy babysitters out there. Here's a question, an uncomfortable question, though.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more comfortable with a female babysitter because I feel there's far less chance of anyone like diddling your kid.
I know there's something really sick in our culture where we've been conditioned to think of that sort of thing. Like it's I don't know, like I haven't really given this much thought, but it's like a pathologizing of male tenderness or something like that. It's like we're not comfortable with men being soft.
But if I were to say like, oh, like how would you feel about having a male babysitter?
Yeah, I don't know. I hadn't never thought about it.
I'm letting you think.
I mean, I guess I just have to get a vibe.
Yeah.
You know, what are you looking at there?
Oh, the notes that I wrote on this that have nothing to do with the show.
Oh, I thought you were going to do a read.
Oh, yeah. Eventually I will. Guys, I have one on this show. Can you even?
Wow.
Can you even? Okay. I need to update a couple things. Did I talk on this show about how irritated I was with how expensive Petey's medicine was at the vet? This was in my Substack.
I don't know.
This is the kind of compelling content. Just real fast. Okay. Picked up some medicine for Petey from the vet. Normally I would shop. You glazed, you're dying inside.
This is, I can't imagine anyone cares about this.
Well, then wait till I get to the part where I'm choosing whether to address my prolapse in my surgery in December.
Like, shutting off the show.
Daniel,
coming back.
Is the show called Daniel Quantz is your new best friend? Trust the expert.
I should. I know. Well, this is Alison's show.
Oh, thanks. Listen to this, you guys. Normally with pet meds, this sounds like a read, but it's not. It should be. Normally with pet medicine, I shop around because it can be cheaper like online, or you can even usually get, I didn't know this until recently, you can get pet medication at your regular human pharmacy sometimes, depending on what it is. However, Petey needed some medicine. So, and I just kind of wanted to do the easy, fast thing. So we got it from the vet. This vet that we go to now that's local, and I like them. It was $55. Okay, fine, not going to break the bank. Happened to Google it a couple of days later. I can get twice as much medicine for $8.99 without a prescription.
They just jack up the prices.
That is like
they assume
robbery on a highway.
To the vet, no one thinks to go to the pharmacy for a dog.
This is Amazon, though. So on Amazon,
I know, but people think they go, oh, you can only get the meds, that thing, and so they just jack up the price.
So this was Amazon $8.99, Target $9.99, Pet Meds $8.99, some place called Dutch $6.49, and even VCA, which is expensive. They're expensive. They only charge $22 again for twice as much.
This was so expensive that we were thinking maybe we don't go to this.
Maybe I don't go to this vet anymore because, like, oh my.
Yeah, they're completely taking advantage.
Yes, that's how. So I called and talked to a woman there, and I just wanted, and it felt like a real, like, there's no way, but I just wanted to know why they charge that much. Like, was there a mistake or blah, blah, blah? And is there, and I had to push her to do this, but she was very pleasant, but I had to push her. She's like, let me see if the office manager is here. And I think I had said something, like if there's any way you could do like a partial refund or blah, blah, blah. Right. So anyway, I didn't hear anything the next day. I was like, there's no way, because I understand, like, this place, this is their price. They've decided they're going to charge quite a bit more for it. But she called back and left a message saying they can give me a refund for $24. Granted,
still expensive.
It is, but that's about what VCA charges. I'm just surprised.
That's what they did. They probably.
I'm just surprised they even agreed to do that.
Yeah.
So we're rich. What should we do with our money?
Taco Bell.
So anyway, and then an update to the microwave situation. I'm just looking at the things I've written down.
Well, you've written them down.
Yeah.
All right.
People are invested, Daniel.
Okay, do it.
Our microwave.
Unload the microwave content.
All right. The hot microwave content?
Yeah.
Well, as you may or may not know, we do not have a microwave right now.
Yeah.
Everything has to be done in our toaster oven air fryer, including some pancakes that can only be made in the microwave. Yes, we have Bisquick, but want to hear one of my dad's favorite jokes?
Sure.
It was less a joke than just a thing he would say.
Sure.
He's my classy dad. Bisquick, your pants are on fire. Like piss quick. I feel like
it. Piss
quick, your pants are on fire.
Piss on your pants.
Yeah, because to put out the fire in your pants. But Bisquick. Bisquick, your pants are on fire.
Okay, all right.
Was that a thing a lot of dads said or just mine?
I think it was just yours.
Did all dads call forks fucks?
No.
A knife and fuck?
That's funny.
Not that. Not really.
That's funnier than Bisquick.
Did all dads work the word fuck into their sneeze?
Well, I don't think a lot of dads are using the word in front of their kids.
You know what I was thinking? Since I used the C word so liberally earlier, that is a word I never ever heard my parents say.
Really?
Never ever.
I don't think I did either, though. There was a lot of cursing in my house. I don't think that word.
Yeah.
That word was really, really dirty.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I think I've told this story before, but I overheard my mom say or something. So I don't know how I got wind of it, but someone else's mom in the friend group had used a really bad word to describe someone else. And my mom would not tell me what it was.
Probably that.
It's probably that word, yeah. But I was like, I know a lot of bad words. And then I said, did she say? And then I just listed all of these bad words that I had, or insults that I had learned from Totally Tasteless Jokes. And one of them was, hide your kids, guys. Papua New Guinea cocksucker. I still don't even know what it was. It was some racist joke. But I was just like, did she call her this, that, da-da-da-da, Papua New Guinea cocksucker? And my mom was just like, it was like George Carlin was suddenly in the passenger seat of the car.
How does my child know that?
But I thought that the whole thing was, I thought Papua New Guinea was part of
right
the
the
term. Because I didn't know what any of it was.
I once got into huge trouble at a friend's house. They invited me over for dinner. And I used the word sucks, which I had no idea was a bad word. Because I knew that they didn't like bad language. Mm-hmm. They went to church and they were very like proper.
Oh, was this Matt?
Yeah, and it was like I thought sucks was just like a normal ass word, you know. I didn't even and oh my god, it was like
what did she do?
She was like, I can't believe you would say that word or whatever. And I was like, what word? I like didn't know what she was talking about. And even, it took me a while to even think of a dirty context for that word. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, I guess it's a word that probably derives from blowjobs, right? Like, sucks.
I'm assuming, yeah.
But it's not like that ever occurred to me.
I'm getting deja vu. The last time this came up, I probably mentioned this. Scumbag.
Yeah, that's another dirty one.
Yeah.
Did you hear the debate?
Because it's a condom.
You didn't really watch the debate.
I did,
and
I did.
Chaos in our house.
It's always chaos in our house.
But there was a moment when Kamala was like referring to Trump and what she was saying, and she goes, and she gives this long pause. She was like talking about all this fucking shit he's done and or like stuff he was suggesting or planning to do or something, and this former president.
What did it seem like? Oh, motherfucker!
That she was. It was her way of saying motherfucker without saying motherfucker.
But why? Was her mouth making like an M or something?
No, but she paused for the amount of time it would take to say the word. And then people have dug up this footage of her saying that that's her favorite bad word.
Oh, yes, I saw that. I heard about that.
Which I thought was funny. Yeah.
And she says she likes it with, it's mother, not mother.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
I guess, I don't know. Motherfucker. Not motherfucker. It's motherfucker.
Okay.
Anyway.
Maybe it's motherfucker.
Honey, don't even.
What? Don't even what? I think it's A and A probably. If you're saying,
but you can't say it in a way that sounds cool.
I wasn't trying to sound cool.
Yeah.
This reminds me of when I was accused of not looking cool even when smoking.
Right.
No, I wasn't. I realized it looked like I was trying to sound cool. I wasn't at all. That's how you sound if you put an A and an A.
Sure.
Side note, you know how Trump's insult of her that like she was always Indian or Southeast Asian.
Black.
Yeah. She went to, didn't she go to Howard? That's a famous black college.
Yeah, well, people pointed that out at the time that she
No, I invented that.
She went to a historically black college.
Okay.
Or university. Yeah. I was going to say earlier when we were talking about how women can be called, like, one of the things about Kamala has been that she's like, she churns through staff.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a statement that came out about that from former staff, and they were talking, and it was just like, I think it was one of those things of like, what's your worst quality? It's like I'm too good at my job kind of thing, or I work too hard. Are you paying attention?
I am.
Okay. She apparently is so up on everything, and she reads everything, that staffers get intimidated because she expects them to know everything about what they're presenting to her. Like, she often knows more about it than they do. And I was thinking about with the debate how, the reports were that she basically like, she prepared like for a week and a half, 2 weeks. She had, she just knew every issue inside and out. She was just ready for that fucking debate. Like, she was prepared. She's a fucking prosecutor. I mean, like, this is a woman who her whole career has had to just bust her ass. So like, just go so far in preparing in order to get to where she's gotten. And then she's on stage with a guy who literally did no preparation. They had no mock debates. He was apparently like, he would have these like sit down just chats with people, and you know how that is. This is a guy, his whole life has been able to get away with that. He's been able to just like wing it, go wherever he goes. And that, to me, not to be all like fucking annoying SJW liberal about it, but it's like, that's fucking white privilege. Yeah. That is white male privilege right there. This guy thought he could, and I was thinking about how that, when they talk about what is being taken away from white people as people of color get more rights and this country gets more woke or whatever, it's that you now have to compete because Kamala's out there fucking busting her ass. And you know what? It fucking showed, like, all that prep and all of that just studying. She made him look like a fool.
Yeah.
And that is a threat to a lot of people. That world where I have to now do that, they don't want to live in that world. And that, I think, is a big part of his appeal.
So we actually received an email from someone who has some thoughts on something that you said on the show.
Oh boy.
And then we're getting back to microwaves. So if you're on tenterhooks,
task here.
Yeah, but it's not bad. Okay. If you're on tenterhooks, like, I gotta know, are they replacing their microwave? Are they fixing it? Don't worry, I'll circle back. This is from a woman named Joan.
All right, Joan.
Thanks to Alison's husband referring to President Trump as a, quote, a piece of shit, I will no longer listen to this podcast, or childish. He should have his own podcast if he wants to talk hateful garbage. I used to enjoy Alison as a pleasant distraction to everyday, quote, lows. Same thing with Greg Proops. I'm assuming she means, someone said, because I posted this, someone's like, did she mean Fitzsimmons? And I said, no, I assume she does mean Proops. Because he's
not normally talk politics?
No, but he does actually. She must mean Fitzsimmons. Same thing with Greg Proops, but no more. What is wrong with you people?
Hey.
To which I say, bitch, did you just start listening a second ago?
Here's the deal. What's your name? Joan. Your special boy when he was talking about, Haitian immigrants
Eating pets.
That is a rumor that was started by an actual literal neo-Nazi.
Oh, who was it? Is it
lie.
Nick Fuentes?
No, it's a guy who I think he lives in Springfield. His group is called like Blood. I forget. It's like some neo-Nazi group. It is actual literal Nazi shit. Okay? It's not happening. No one's eating dogs and cats. It is meant to terrorize lawful. By the way, the Haitian immigrants that are there are here lawfully.
Yeah.
They are not illegal. They are here. They have refugee status. Our country has welcomed them in. They are not a fucking problem. There was one car accident where a kid died, and his parents are begging people. They literally came out and said, I wish the driver had not been a Haitian immigrant and had been a white guy, so that people would leave my family alone and stop with this hateful shit. People are being terrorized in that fucking community. Haitian immigrants. If you support that, I don't know what to fucking tell you. I don't know what to tell you. That man, Trump, is a piece of shit. Okay? He just fucking is. Like, I'm sorry. I'll get off my high horse, but it's like I just fucking can't with people that are like, but he's my special guy. Like, what?
Yeah, I don't understand.
I don't know that means you're a bigot. I don't know that means you're a racist, but you are supporting someone who fucking is. And I'm not okay with that. Like, I'm not going to tell you how to vote, but like, what the fuck,
I'll tell you how to vote. Don't vote for him.
What the fuck?
Vote for her.
How is this even close?
So wait, hang on though. My thing is just, did you start listening 6 minutes ago? Like, how is someone upset that you called him, quote, a piece of garbage when you've said so much worse and it's so clear what our politics are? Also, but now I'm wondering, did she see something I wrote somewhere else and decide was it like a single human being letter campaign where she's like, I remember, Time Out New York actually made a fairly big misstep, but all of a sudden all these people who like don't read Time Out New York started sending letters.
Right.
Like, it's, everyone let them know how you feel about this. And it's like, and you could tell they had no idea what it was just like they were told to write this. And I wonder if she doesn't actually listen to the show.
Well,
she's
talk politics all that often.
Angry about, and she's angry about something because she's called Fitzsimmons Proops, and because she's like, I'm not going to listen to you or Childish.
And by the way, another thing, a man who wants to fucking become dictator on day one, a man who sent a mob to attack the fucking Capitol building, to this man does not care about the United States. He doesn't care about our Constitution. God, fuck off.
Okay, so then, I put an LOL on the bottom. And then someone who has been a fan for like a decent amount of time, who has engaged in political conversations with me where I do not believe he's pro-Trump, he wrote, so now you simply laugh at disgruntled fans? And I just wrote back, what is the appropriate response to her note?
I just feel like if you're going to I think I'm having an over-the-top reaction because it's that thing when someone wants to let you know they don't listen as a way to what? Like, make me stop talking about something that I feel about?
Yes.
Yeah, that you can go fuck yourself. Get out. Like, get the fuck out. If you want to stop listening just quietly, I've offended you, then I would be like, oh, I'm sorry. I don't want to offend anybody. I don't. Like, if you vote for Trump, I don't get it, right? I think Trump is a piece of shit. I don't think you are a piece of shit.
You're enabling shit by voting for him.
Well, okay, but I'm not about shame.
People.
I don't like shaming people because I feel like everyone's coming from a different point of view. There's lots of reasons why people, whatever. To me, it's like, I will call him a piece of shit because I think he is. But, okay, fine. You voted. I have friends. I do have friends who vote for fucking Trump. I don't love that fact, but whatever. So but if you want to tell me I can't speak my mind about something because it makes you feel bad about your special boy, like, I don't have any fucking time for that shit.
Hey, Joan.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
We need to talk about something light. How about dishwasher? Our dishwasher's doing okay.
Excuse me. Why would we possibly?
Now I feel guilty.
Don't feel guilty. Fuck
ranty.
her. Why would we possibly talk about our dishwasher when we have a microwave saga?
That's what I meant.
These glasses that I don't like very much have red arms. The side of the frame, I guess, is like the arm, and I'm like seeing. It's like looking out of a stained glass out the left side of its vision, and that was a visual. This is a visual.
Another thing about Trump, like, I just want to say this, like, your guy has been out there calling Kamala Harris a stupid person. What does he say? Low IQ individual.
Honey,
like,
everyone knows that Trump is a piece of garbage.
I just want
you're not convincing
anyone.
anyone.
Like, how does that not make you go, wait a minute?
Yeah,
that's not very.
That's why I say fuck her.
Like. The man has no respect. He is a fucking malignant narcissist. He doesn't respect the Constitution of this country. I'm sorry, I just can't.
Yeah, but you're preaching to the choir.
I know, and I'm annoying everybody who's listening.
The vast majority at this point, the vast majority of sensible people are not. Or they're like, I like him. He's a piece of garbage, but I like him. I mean,
my thing is, he is a middle finger. People who,
yes, they're angry
unless they're religious, which is a different category. Mm-hmm. A lot of people who support Trump, they just want to vote for the middle finger.
Yeah, and I actually get that.
I do too. I wish they wouldn't.
Right. These are people who enjoy memes that say liberal tears.
Right, but then don't be offended when I call your middle finger a piece of shit.
Right. That's like cognitive
the part
dissonance.
That I can't stand. That's the part that makes my brain explode.
Yeah.
Like, you literally support a guy who does that all the time, and yet I'm in the wrong.
Well, you and I
fucking calling him a name. Like, what the fuck?
You and I have had an interesting post October 7th.
Like, this asshole has childish nicknames for people. What is, you know what I mean? Sorry, go ahead.
You and I have swung from being far left progressive to, what are you now? Just a Democrat? What would you?
I would say that, like, I'm a generally a progressive Democrat.
Yeah, and like, I feel like I'm kind of like a centrist, progressive leaning, but like the far left can guzzle.
I have no
my
time
nuts.
for the progressive left either.
But you used to be one of them, but ever since October 7th, I feel super disenfranchised. So in that whole like experience, I began to see why people were leaning. Like, I began to see, like, oh, a tiny bit. I see a scintilla of appeal of this asshole in the middle finger aspect of it.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, like, you don't vote for someone who is going to fuck over everyone and make the country a horrendous place.
The only people that can afford to do that are people whose lives are actually okay. Yeah. Like, you know,
yes. Right, that's privilege.
Like, you're not going to throw a grenade into a building if it's your fucking home.
Yeah.
Like, that probably doesn't make any sense as an analogy, but yeah, like the left. Okay, last week I was people were saying that I was delightful in the way that I had a parade about being right when you admitted that you were wrong. People loved me.
Who?
No, they don't. I was super annoying about it.
Wait, because I was like, I didn't see any of that.
Here's what I was wrong about. Here's something I was wrong about.
Well, now you have my attention.
Sorry, my brain literally got scrambled by the Trump
by
talk.
Joan.
Yeah, so I'm going to take a breath.
Take a breath.
Hi, everybody.
This is what my therapist has recommended. Because I was saying I was getting like really triggered by Elliot, and I don't want to be triggered by my own child. And she's like, "Hey, do that. Go."
I'm going to become coherent. Coherence.
Take
it's
a
like
breath.
The little coherence meter on my dashboard. It was in red. It was pinging.
Yeah, it was.
I wasn't making a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, you know, oftentimes I'll think that I'm not, and then I listen back and I'm like, oh no, I did make sense. So you probably did.
Okay.
But it just was boring.
Coming back. Okay. So, you were talking about how you were wrong about.
Oh yeah. Okay, but we
Biden
got to get to
race.
microwaves.
I was wrong. So in 2020, during the 2020 election, I was super vocal, and some would say annoying.
I would probably, yeah.
Because I really believed, a lot of what I was hearing from the progressive left, which there was a theory of change on the progressive left that said essentially, there's the voting public, right, which is a fraction of the potential voting public, and that you have this huge amount of people who do not vote, and those people would be attracted to the politics of Bernie Sanders, right? Because that's who Bernie is speaking to. That's these people who've become so they don't feel like either party talks to them or addresses their needs, and so it's all about like talking to working people, labor and Medicare for all and all that stuff. And that the idea was that could beat Trump.
Excuse me.
And if it beat Trump, and there was this wave of this left progressivism, that it could really be this great thing for the country. And that was wrong. And one of the things I've learned is that
you were wrong, or that was wrong.
I was wrong to believe that.
Okay,
it wasn't my theory. I would
this
take.
This is not the mea culpa.
Well, no, I was wrong to be super annoyed. I was like, I fucking hate Biden. Okay. I didn't think that. I thought that. Now
you railed against the Clintons, which fine, but it's a little bit
Hillary,
annoying.
But like,
you were a Bernie bro.
I supported Hillary against Bernie, so I moved towards Bernie after the election, after 2016.
But would you say you were a Bernie bro?
I like Bernie.
You expressed
I still
Bernie,
like Bernie.
Bro. Oh, okay.
I think I like Bernie. Like, I think that I like, for the most part, his politics. I just don't think that.
Yeah.
I just don't think there are enough Americans who like that his politics for it to be a viable political movement. And I think that the left is really stupid when it comes to politics and when it comes to electoral politics. I found that the things that they were saying that I was believing.
What's your point?
My point is that I think that I was correct back in 2000.
I could have told you that. I tried to tell you that back then.
See, now you're being like me. That's fine.
Thank you.
You can let me have it. One thing I was right about, though, is I didn't think that Biden.
I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings.
I didn't think that Biden at the time. I thought that Biden, if he was elected, would lead to Trump second. Trump would win the second term because I didn't think Biden could win twice.
But Bernie would have as well.
Bernie would have been a disaster.
Okay. So anyway, listen, Alison Rosen is your new best friend.
See, I made it worse, didn't I? The show. No, you're moving on like no one wants to hear this shit.
Well, I don't want to. They might. I don't know. It depends. I feel like, you know what? It's about us, honey. It's you and me.
I thought you'd be delighted with me admitting I was wrong about something, and then you undercut my. I was saying I was wrong, and then you're like,
it got really politically wonky, which like puts me to sleep in the same way that my talking about medical procedures puts you to sleep. A,
we're a great team.
B, a true apology. Well, this is not an apology. This is an I was wrong, but still.
I wasn't apologizing.
I know. Maybe you should. A true I was wrong is like this. I was wrong. You were right. You were right. I was wrong. Yours was like, I agreed with someone who was wrong.
But so did you.
I don't think so. That's not how I see it.
How did this go? How on earth did this take a turn from me saying I was wrong to you saying that I'm actually saying I was right?
But you just didn't fully take responsibility for being wrong.
What kind of responsibility am I supposed to take?
I'm looking for accountability.
I told you I was wrong.
To agree with the people who were wrong. I guess that's...
What am I supposed to fucking pretend that these are my original thoughts? Listen, I am not smart enough to completely come up with a wholly original theory of politics. I take pieces from here and there that I agree with, and I put it together in my mind. Does everyone not do that?
In a way that was wrong.
Yes.
Okay, leave it there. Thank you. Alison Rose's.
For fuck's sake.
I'm having fun.
Okay,
I can
good.
tell that you aren't.
I don't understand you. Go ahead.
Alison Rose's Your New Best Friend is sponsored by BetterHelp. Daniel?
Yep.
Do you make time to learn new things as often as you'd like, or was that lost in childhood? Because kids are always learning and growing, but as adults, we lose that curiosity. You actually do pick up new things all the time, but I don't. For example, I've been talking about wanting to learn banjo for a really long time. Therapy can help you reconnect with your sense of wonder, because your back to school era can come back at any age. I rely on therapy. It helps me immensely. I've talked about it so much. Fan, love it. It's life-changing for me. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Rediscover your curiosity with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/bestfriend today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp. BetterHelp.com/bestfriend. I feel like I have stepped on something tender of yours.
No, it's fun.
I feel like I stepped on your nuts. Which, hey, the fact that your nuts are on the ground
means I'm old.
But what balls? Did you know? So a friend of mine said that in the gay, I don't know if this is old gay news, but in the gay community, massive balls are exciting. This is gay news from a long time ago.
This is like 70s gay news?
I don't know. I can't put it into an era, but like you'd think it would be all about the schlong, but it's about the balls. Maybe both.
Interesting.
But then like you wouldn't want to have like a massive wang and teeny tiny balls.
Well, probably a lot of them do because they take the, HGH or the testosterone replacement.
I see. So anyway, I feel like I have offended you. I was kind of trying to be light.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
You get annoyed when I talk politics, which...
You get annoyed when I talk medicine.
Well, right, except that I think the problem for me personally is that I have no outlet to talk politics. Because I can't really talk politics with you, and there's no one else. I can't talk about it. I can't talk about it with Wendy. I've thought about
joining
just
a political book club.
So it's like I that's why it's like when it comes up and we start talking about Trump, it's like a fire hose of inarticulate thought because it's like bottled up like a soda can that's been shook. And I was thinking, well, maybe I could get on. Maybe that's what TikTok is for.
Yes.
But who the fuck wants to hear me rant on TikTok about politics? That's like the most solipsistic bullshit.
Did you not hear my mundane posts?
But you are defined by that. You are that is you, honey. You are like
thank you.
All about navel gazing. That's your brand.
Well, there's room for another in my brand.
So I don't know. Maybe it just feels icky to me to get on TikTok and be like, here's my thoughts about this.
Well, I know, but you're saying that I'm too boring for you, and that's why I have to talk to my listeners. So right back at you.
I know. I just don't.
It's not boring. It's that
I just don't have anyone to talk about politics with.
You know that the result of this is a lot of people are going to respond to you and say, hey, man, I'll talk politics with you.
Yeah, but I don't want to type shit on my phone. So, like, you can reach out. I love hearing from people, but don't expect a lot of responses because I hate using my thumbs to type on a fucking thing.
Okay.
That's why TikTok is appealing, but then again, I hate looking at my own face.
Try it. You don't have to see your own face. I mean, you do, but see what happens. It's an experiment. Okay, listen. It's time. No, sorry.
Maybe I should join the Elks Club. Is that what they do at the Elks Club?
Probably. Or they're like Kiwanis.
This is one of those,
Alanis?
like
I don't know.
old man, one of those
club?
old man clubs where you go and you hang with the old men and get cranky together. That's what I need.
You need to, like a
cranky old man club.
If you had been a veteran, what is it called? Not the VCA. Is it the VCA?
I can't be a vet. The
VCA is the veterinarian place.
Now you've got the VFA.
Yes, you need that.
There was a guy I worked with who was
I guess
a Mason,
we'll talk about microwaves later.
Who's a Freemason, and he was trying to get me to join the Freemasons.
And how could you pass that up? It's like skull and bone shit.
It's not really. It's mostly a service. And here's the thing about it.
Do they have a website, or are they like underground?
Yeah, they do. But it's like, it's not all, everything's not going to be on the, here's the thing. You got to go to meetings. You got to go once a month to a thing or twice a month to a thing. And it's like, I don't need more things on my calendar. I don't need to do things.
None of us do.
You know, like, this is the problem. I want to have done things. I don't want to have to do them.
I hear that.
You know what I mean?
I want to have talked about the microwave.
All right, talk about the fucking microwave.
This is the problem with teasing something that's ultimately not exciting, is that then eventually
I'll make it interesting.
We'll see about that.
You'll give all of the boring details and I'll give the color.
Okay. Tony, play a drum roll, please. All right. We decided to roll the dice and have a repairman come out because he said that he could repair our microwave for about $220 to $280, which I figured by the time we buy a new microwave, have it delivered, have it installed, it's going to be more than that. And
it's a perfectly good microwave.
We are the dumb fucks who spent $600 on this microwave 4 years ago because I got really swayed by like all the bells and whistles. It's fancy. It's got a convection oven. It's got this. It'll tie your shoes for you. It'll wash your hair. I'm joking, but it does all these things that we don't really use. We did it for a while. Yeah, and also I would steam vegetables in it a lot because it came with a vegetable steamer and you can like hit a bunch of buttons and it'll like perfectly steam your vegetables. But still, the thing died 4 years later, which really, if you think $125 a year for that microwave, that's fine. But I just, anyway, so the guy came out. It's unfixable. It's going to cost like $600 to $800 to fix it. So we're just going to replace it. And I have decided we're just going to replace it with the cheapest microwave available, which is like $209. Am I making a mistake? Is there any feature that we really want? I don't think so. The only thing that I liked, like we're going to be getting one that doesn't have sensor
We use
cooking.
it to warm shit. We just need something that will warm shit quickly. I pretty much
just type in a time.
Just give me a warm shit quickly machine.
I like to have the option to do 50%. I think every microwave has that. What it doesn't have is a sensor, but I don't think we need that. I just don't think we need any of that other fancy stuff because we never really use it. You used to make chicken in it, but now you make chicken in the air fryer. Yeah. So I just don't think we need any of that extra stuff.
No.
So sorry.
We don't use 75% of the features.
Did you want to make it interesting?
Well, are you done?
I'm done.
There's no way to make this interesting. Yeah, what did you tell them how much it was going to cost to fix it?
Yeah, I did.
This is the problem when I zone out when you talk.
Yeah, all right, listen, Daniel.
So yeah, we're just going to get a new one. I'm glad we told that story.
I need to do a quick medical update.
You know what? You deserve it.
Tony.
I've been annoyed. I just want to apologize to everybody. I don't know what's up. There's a bee in my bonnet today.
Tony, if you feel inspired, we need a medical chat jingle and a hormone chat jingle because this is the direction my life is going. Okay. So I forget how much of this I've already told, which is a wonderful way to repeat a story. I'm getting a hysterectomy in December or January. I think that I have a small prolapse happening as well. I'm not sitting on my organs, which is what happens when they begin to like dip outside your body. That's not happening.
They dip out.
They dip out. They peace out.
They dipped out.
like Tom Sandoval. All my organs are still internal, but I just feel like there's a little laxity,
There's a trajectory.
little looseness. Things aren't quite happening the way they're supposed to. So my gynecologist said, if you want to do the repair, he wants to bring in a specialist who can do the repair during the surgery. And so he had me meet this woman. I talked about this on the Thursday show. She was statuesque and athletic, which really like, what's up with doctors being that way? Except now I've refined my theory of doctors, and I think they are that way. That's on a different show. But anyway, my bladder prolapse and butt prolapse, those are not the terms. It's cystocele and rectocele, which doesn't that sound like your aunt's name?
Yeah.
I actually had a great grandmother named Seal.
And I had an aunt named Rectocele.
Not like Seal, but I think it was Cil. So anyway, yeah, these are beautiful names for something not so pretty. Anyway, you can have it can be 1, 2, 3, or 4. 4 is where it's like across your organs are across the room. That's how far outside your body they are. I have a number 2. So there is something, but it's not that bad. But she said like a centimeter more and it would become bothersome. So I have a variety of options, of which I began to tune out because it's like the sarco. I don't even know, something with sarc. Mm-hmm. There's like, they can do mesh. They can not do mesh. They can go in abdominally. They can go in vaginally, blah, 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 blah. But also, she thinks that they should like do something with my urethra to address XYZ. And I don't even understand how they do that. Or now they're putting filler around the urethra or in the urethra or something. And you want to know what it's called? This sounds like science fiction. It's called Bulkamed. It's injections of a filler called Bulkamed.
I can't even believe that.
I know.
Are you fucking serious?
I know. So anyway, I have all these decisions to make. But before anything happens, she wants me to get a cystoscopy.
Oh, jeez.
Which is where they stick a camera up your pee hole and look around your bladder. I cannot, and I will not. Yeah. It's just, I realize it's not. She said it's a little bit of discomfort, and your first few pees afterwards might burn, and your urine might be a little pink. That is enough for me to say no.
Yep. Screw that.
Like Owen.
Screw that.
Anytime something comes up that he doesn't want, no. Sorry, that is my literal nightmare.
Yeah.
Because I had such a bad experience with a bunch of cunts when I had my first child, and I felt the catheter, and then I was like begging them to take it out because it felt like it was on fire, and they wouldn't. I guess I've already talked about this a lot.
Yes, you did.
What time is it?
We have like 20,
okay.
18 minutes.
So anyway, I just cannot with this. And my plan was I was going to call the doctor and find out, like, why do we need this?
Yeah.
Just so I understand. And then also, can you offer some kind of sedation, like my beloved Versed or anything else? But if not, I could give myself, because I now have talked to a like I could take a muscle relaxer and 1,000 other things so that I'm like anesthetized. I can self-medicate. Or this is what occurred to me next. Mm-hmm. Or I could just not even include this in my surgery and not, because here's the thing, because I know from someone else who had this surgery and posted about it. Pooping afterwards is like a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Mm-hmm. And peeing afterwards is probably a whole thing too. And for some reason, I think I've said like a lot. Mm-hmm. Some women cannot handle transvaginal ultrasounds. Mm-hmm. I've had 5,500 of them. I don't mind them. I don't even mind a pap smear, even though lately they become uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. But for some reason, anything with the pee hole is like, it's like shoving something under your, it makes me very, very uncomfortable and very scared. So I've decided I'm just not going to have this surgery.
Yeah, fuck it.
I'm just going to have the hysterectomy. I'm just going to deal with recovering from that. And then if this becomes bothersome later, I'll just have another surgery. Is that a huge mistake? I'm wondering. How much does it have to do with me being afraid of having a cystoscopy? Probably a lot.
Well, you're asking the right person.
Well, thank you for listening to that.
My opinion is that you can do whatever the fuck you want. And so there you go. Go ahead and miss it.
I think the idea of
it's a comfort thing. It's not like this isn't a cancer
health.
surgery.
Yeah.
So if you feel like you would rather have the potential discomfort of the prolapse getting worse over the discomfort of the surgery, then there you go. It's like we're not removing a tumor.
I think discomfort in the urethral zone makes me want to die. Like the idea of sitting there feeling like a burning that won't go away. I can't. I hate it. It makes me like feel very unsafe.
Yeah.
So there you go. On that note, I feel like we can't end on something so personally horrendous to me. But I don't know what, but I've got, I have other stuff to talk about, but given the time, we're going to just have to talk about that on Monday.
Well, we still have a little bit of time.
It's too big if we go into it.
It's too big?
It's a twat.
Is it about shoes? Oh, it's a twat. Well, let's talk about your twat.
All right.
This week on TikTok, also known as twat.
It's funny you say, is it about shoes? Because, wait, what made you say that?
I was trying to think of something boring.
Okay. Do you know what golden slippers are?
Is that when you pee on someone's feet?
No. I think that Dave Huntsberger would know. And if I had given him a heads up, I would call him right now.
Golden slippers.
Yeah. So think about what's an area of knowledge that David Huntsberger would have.
Horses.
Right. So farm stuff.
Yes.
Okay. Golden slippers. Any ideas? And then I'll
It's
just tell you.
Stepped in pee or something?
No. Calves and foals and lambs, I think, when they're born, their hooves are covered in this like covering called a golden slipper.
Oh.
But it is disgusting. Which everyone
Does it protect their feet or something?
It protects the mother from their feet.
Oh, interesting. Right.
Well, this is what I learned on TikTok.
Hooves inside the womb probably wouldn't feel good.
You know what? This does tie into the urethra. Well, no, they're not. Nothing's passing out your urethra. But yes, I think it protects her uterus and it protects the birth canal.
Sure.
But anyway, so people on TikTok were talking about how gross they are, and I'm like, oh please, well, they're not that bad. But actually, they're like. It's like a mucousy membrane material. But do you know what crab meat looks like?
Yeah.
It looks like crab meat, or it looks like fat bodies. It's like, here, I will find a picture. Okay, I'm just going to Google.
This is what's on your TikTok algorithm?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
The hell?
Golden slippers.
Why do you get all this weird nature shit? You got the lizard with its like skin being pulled out of its ear or something.
Oh yeah. Okay. Now, when you first look at it, it's not that disgusting, and then it grows more and more disgusting. Okay.
Ugh.
What's your reaction?
I'm not sure I understand the.
So this is the hoof. And look at all this, what would you call those? Protuberances?
Yeah.
Ugh. Oh, it looks like crab meat.
Yeah.
And all that is just like.
Covering the hoof.
Yeah, but like, ew.
Well, nature is fucking disgusting.
This is true. It just like, you just pick it off.
Ugh.
Oh, God. Oh, here's one. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gnarly.
Yes, gnarly is the way I would describe it. It almost looks like an artichoke heart.
Yeah, it does have an artichoke vibe.
Ugh. Anyway, that's what I learned. You don't seem as repulsed as I was. You know what? It looks like food. That's why it's
gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like you could eat it.
Yeah.
I bet you someone does.
I bet someone does.
Yeah, it's like
maybe the mother horse.
I bet you it's a delicacy.
That's so nasty.
I I tweeted out today because we're just right on the heels of the debate a couple days later, and I tweeted out, maybe cats are delicious. And
Good stuff.
Listen, I'm a good follow. And one of our delightful listeners pointed out that I guess he lives in Georgia. Sorry, I don't remember your name off the top of my head. And pointed out that actually people in his community often do eat cats.
What community is he in?
Like rural Georgia, or some have. And he's like, yeah, cats are, he was told that they're stringy.
Ugh. Try golden slippers. Can I read you?
But how ironic, because I bet you all those people are fucking white Trump voters.
For sure.
And anyway.
Has he eaten cat?
He said no.
Ugh. Okay. So I just want to share. Sometimes when people subscribe to my Substack at the paid level, they can leave a little note saying, oh, this is a private message. I think that's okay because I'm not saying anyone's name. I'm not sure why I'm so into the ACS stories, but I am. I haven't listened to Adam in years, but I was a daily listener when you were there, and I think you were the best part of the show. Currently an occasional ARIYNBF listener. Well, excuse me. I've been starting and stopping monthly subs, but this time I took the annual plunge. So,
fantastic.
See,
Love you.
Even if this show doesn't quite tickle your nuts, my Substack could.
Substack.
Yeah.
Also my Patreon for sure.
Patreon.
Tickle your nuts. Patreon.com/Alison Rosen. A lot of stuff over there too. I mean, I have my hand. If I had 4 hands, they would all be out. I only have 2, so I have to move them around quickly.
Yeah. It'd be weird to have 4 hands, though. I don't know that I could get used to that.
My friend Jeannie and I were talking about it. Like how much more you would be able to get done in the day because you could be blowing your hair dry and putting on makeup.
Yeah, why didn't nature think of this?
And then also, how do you, if you have 4 arms, like how are you envisioning them? Where are the other 2?
They'd be coming off your back, like, you know.
So you'd be reaching behind you,
you'd have
or
to-
would it
no,
be
no,
like
you'd
just
have, like-
an under?
Yeah.
Would they be longer?
Yeah, they probably have to be.
It's interesting. Then humans would be 6-limbed. It'd be arachnid. If they had, it'd be crabby.
Well,
What has
spiders?
6?
Spiders have 8. But
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, that's why I changed it. Crabs have. Who has 6?
insects?
It'd be insecty.
Yeah.
Do they have 6?
Yeah. I think it's insects, right? Or bugs. I just read. I didn't know that there was a difference between bugs and insects until I was reading some book for our kids.
What is the difference? I don't even know this.
I don't know.
Oh, great.
Listen.
We're here to inform.
These distinctions were not taught to us.
I didn't even know it was a thing. Look, in our day, they called them koala bears.
When I was a kid, everything was an ant. And that was that. There's eight-legged ants, flying ants,
Red ants,
colorful, stingy ants.
fire ants. Did you already say that? Or did I already say that? I think I already said it.
Yeah. You know, but fire ants are supposed to be pretty spicy.
For real?
If you eat them, yeah.
Is that true?
I think so. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if I'm just like, I dream a thing and think that I heard it somewhere. Because we're getting information from so many places. I don't even know where I get it anymore.
Mhm.
Half the shit I say is probably bullshit. And I don't
On
even
that
know.
note,
I don't even know it.
Daniel, thank you for joining me. Listeners, thank you for listening. I love you. You matter. Goodbye.
Hey, do you know about the Alison Rosen Show?